Hi, so today I'm here to talk to you about a guaranteed and viable curriculum. What a guaranteed and viable curriculum is that it basically ensures that all students at a school site or within a district are being taught by effective or highly effective educators, and that like in a PLC, like we're all within the same grade level and content, that everyone has or is learning the same knowledge and content and skills as any other student. Having like a guaranteed and viable curriculum framework in place provides a lot of clarity and guidance to educators in the district. So one of the PLC questions is, what do we want our students to learn? And having this guaranteed and viable curriculum framework answers that question. It says like, these are the power standards that we're going to go. These are the power indicators. This is our common assessment plan for being able to answer the other question of how are we going to know when students have learned it, and basically ensures that all teachers are teaching the same thing and are assessing the same way so that we can look at data and truly be effective in understanding like where our students are learning, where there's some struggles, and how we can best support them. So the way that our district is going to go about developing this curriculum is through a couple different layers. So the first thing that we're going to do is establish like a common understanding of what essential content standards are. So we're going to have essential learning targets that are going to be developed by district teacher teams. Those teacher teams are first going to look at the district pacing guide that's determined at the administration level, and the standards, whether those are state, national, or a combination of both, that the district says these are going to adhere to. And then the district teaching teams will then lay out these are the essential learning standards and targets for our grade level. Then within the PLC, they're going to develop common learning targets. Okay, so these are going to be maybe like if you have the standard, the PLCs might say, okay, well these are like X, Y, and Z skills that need to be kind of like broken out in little chunks more of the standard, and so like these are going to be our common learning targets that we're looking at. And then in a teacher's classroom, like an individual room, they might say, okay, these are my student learning targets, and they might have like a specific language that they're using in their classroom. But across the PLC and across the grade level, everyone is teaching the same content and knowledge based on the district pacing guide. So the next thing that gets into the PLC question of how are we going to know when students have learned this knowledge or this curriculum is we're going to have performance criteria that's established. The way that's going to look is those same district teams that are establishing the essential learning targets. They are going to be creating common summative assessments or like intermin assessments that are going to be district-wide. So they're going to look at the district pacing guide and look at the way that the essential learning standards are like chunked together, and they're going to say, okay, this intermin assessment, they'll develop this intermin assessment, and this intermin assessment assesses these standards. So once that has been put in place, then the PLCs will look at that and they can decide, okay, like this is the order of the standards that we're going to be going in, this is our flow, this is how we're going to be doing some formative summative assessments, and then again, each time they can be going to look at the data of those formative assessments in their PLC weekly meetings and seeing like where they're having progress towards mastery, or maybe where there needs to be some additional scaffolds put into place or some differentiation, whether they're going to do deployments for students, but how to best make sure that all students are learning at the same high level. And then I know that this is like a new thing for us, and so what we're going to make sure is that we have ongoing professional development. So we are actually going to have some administration working with those district team teachers. So the administration that developed the district pacing guide will be sitting in with the district teams as they're first developing those essential learning targets. That way we can make sure that everyone has like a common understanding and a common language for where our district wants to go with learning. And then we're going to also be constantly having like a routine review of units and the lessons as it's aligned to the framework, and looking at where we're seeing a lot of growth and maybe where we have opportunity to better service our students and how we can do that. I'm really looking forward to working with you guys on this. I'm looking forward to receiving feedback from you, and I'm also looking forward to hearing what you think as far as this implementation, how we can do it better. You're in the classroom and you're seeing the students every day, and I think that you have those relationships and we can all learn from each other. Thank you.